All right, so get this. Today we're doing a deep dive into the HubSpot marketing blog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that awesome resource for anyone trying to, build a business.
Yeah.
And specifically, we're looking at their February 28th, 2025 article. It's called 6 Steps to Create an Outstanding Marketing Plan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but I see the words free templates, AE, a killer marketing plan, all in one place, and I am immediately intrigued.
Well, and you know what's really interesting about this is this whole article and even the blog itself, it's like HubSpot really walks the walk.
Oh,
It reflects how they actually do their marketing.
okay.
They're using content marketing to position themselves as the experts, as thought leaders, and to attract people, potential customers.
So their marketing advice.
Yeah,
Whoa, that's pretty meta.
right.
But what really hooked me on this article was how clear and actionable it is about, building a marketing plan. It's like they take this thing that could be super overwhelming and break it down into these nice bite-sized pieces.
Exactly. And that's, so crucial for busy entrepreneurs or marketers.
Yeah.
They don't always have a ton of time to spend on deep strategic planning.
Right.
So you ready to dive into these 6 steps?
Absolutely. Let's hear it.
Okay, so step 1, it all starts with defining your target audience.
Okay.
Now, this might seem kind of basic at first, but the article, it goes beyond just the demographics. It really emphasizes understanding the psychographics.
Ooh, psychographics.
Yeah, the values, the beliefs, the motivations, all the things that really drive your ideal customer.
I've always kind of struggled with that whole psychographics thing.
Really?
Yeah, it feels, I don't know, a little manipulative, like I'm trying to get inside people's heads to sell them something.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. Understanding those deeper motivations, it actually lets you craft a message that really resonates with them. It's more about connecting with them on a human level, not just pushing a product.
Right.
So imagine you're marketing this new eco-friendly cleaning product.
Okay.
Just knowing that your audience cares about sustainability, that's not enough.
Right.
Do they prioritize cost effectiveness? Are natural ingredients the most important thing to them?
Oh, I see.
That's where psychographics come in.
So it's less about manipulation and more about really understanding who you're trying to reach and what makes them tick.
Exactly.
Okay.
So once you have a solid grasp of your target audience, step 2 guides you in establishing smart marketing goals.
Ah, yes. Smart goals.
This is where you get really specific about what you actually want to achieve with your marketing.
Yeah, everyone always talks about SMART goals, but honestly, I think a lot of people just throw that term around without actually putting in the work.
Oh, for sure. It's so easy to fall into the trap of setting these vague goals, like increase brand awareness.
Yeah.
This article, though, it really stresses how important it is to have these quantifiable, time-bound objectives, like, say, generate 50 qualified leads through our website in the next quarter.
Right.
That's the kind of goal you can actually track and measure your progress against.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So you've got your audience, you've got your goals. Now what?
Step 3 is all about choosing the right marketing channels.
Ooh, this is where it gets fun.
Right.
You've got social media, email marketing, content marketing, paid advertising. I mean, the list goes on and on.
It does. There's so many options.
Yeah, it's so easy to get overwhelmed and want to try everything at once.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a feeling that's not what this article recommends.
You are correct.
Okay.
They actually caution against spreading yourself too thin.
Right.
They say it's better to prioritize those channels where your target audience is actually hanging out and the ones that really align with your business goals.
Makes sense.
So, if you're targeting a younger demographic, TikTok might be a better investment than, say, LinkedIn.
Okay, so it's all about focusing your efforts where they'll have the biggest impact.
Exactly.
I like it. So once you've picked your channels, what's next?
Step 4 is where you get to develop your marketing messages.
Okay.
This is where, creativity really meets strategy. You're crafting this compelling content that speaks directly to your audience's needs and motivations, and it encourages them to take action.
And this is where understanding those psychographics we talked about earlier really comes in handy, right?
Absolutely. The article stresses tailoring your messaging to each specific channel and to each stage of the buyer's journey.
Yeah.
You wouldn't use the same language and tone on Instagram as you would in an email newsletter.
Definitely not. Each platform has its own vibe.
Exactly.
So What about the, I guess the less glamorous side of marketing?
What do you mean?
You know, the budget stuff.
Yes, step 5, the budget.
Yeah.
So the article offers a really practical approach here, suggesting you allocate your resources based on those goals and channels you've already prioritized.
Makes sense. But what if you're just starting out and you know you don't have a huge budget to throw around?
Well, they address that too.
Yeah.
They provide guidance on using cost-effective methods like social media marketing and content creation,
Right.
to maximize your reach without breaking the bank.
So you're saying you don't need like $1 million budget to create a successful marketing plan?
Nope, not at all.
Yep.
It's more about being strategic and making the most of the resources you have.
Okay.
And don't forget those free HubSpot templates we mentioned earlier. Those can be a game changer, especially for businesses on a tight budget.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right. So we've covered 5 steps so far.
Yes.
What's the final piece of the puzzle?
Step 6 emphasizes tracking your results and making adjustments as you go. This is where data-driven decision-making really comes into play.
Yes, the data. Unavoidable these days, isn't it?
It is.
But I get it. It's crucial to know what's working and what's not.
Exactly. And the article highlights key metrics like website traffic, lead generation, and conversion rates. And it really encourages you to use those analytics tools to gain deeper insights into your campaign performance.
So it's not like a set it and forget it kind of thing. You're constantly monitoring and tweaking your plan based on the data you're gathering.
Yeah, it's all about continuous improvement.
Okay, this is a lot to digest. It's like a whole marketing crash course packed into a single article.
It really is. But before we move on and explore HubSpot's blog itself as this marketing powerhouse,
Okay.
I think it's time for a quick break. We'll be back soon to delve deeper into this fascinating world of content marketing.
All right, we're back, and my brain is buzzing just thinking about all those 6 steps.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
mean, it's amazing how much ground that article covers, you know?
It really is. And one thing I found really insightful is how it actually anticipates potential roadblocks. Things that
Oh.
businesses might run into when they're trying to put these steps into action.
You mean those moments when you're super pumped to create this amazing marketing plan and then reality kind of hits you and you're like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to actually de-know all this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It acknowledges those feelings.
Okay.
And it addresses some of the common hurdles, like feeling overwhelmed maybe by lack of time or resources.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Those are 2 biggies I've definitely struggled with in the past. Yeah. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day stuff and let that strategic planning kind of fall by the wayside.
Absolutely. But the article reminds us that even small steps, they can lead to big progress.
Okay.
It's about prioritizing and focusing your energy on the most impactful tasks.
Right. It's like that saying, work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Or that old one about sharpening the axe before you try to chop down the tree.
Yeah.
Spending a little time up front, planning and strategizing can actually save you so many headaches down the road.
Absolutely. And when it comes to resources, the article makes it clear you don't need this massive budget to create an effective plan.
Okay.
There are tons of free and low-cost tools and strategies available, especially in the digital world.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially startups, can get intimidated by the idea that marketing has to be expensive.
I totally get that. But the article highlights platforms like social media and email marketing.
Right.
You can leverage those effectively with minimal financial investment.
So it's more about strategy and execution than just throwing money at the problem.
Exactly. And speaking of strategy, the article doesn't just leave you with this theoretical framework. It actually gives you real-world examples of successful marketing plans from different industries.
Ooh, I love a good case study.
Yeah.
It's one thing to talk about concepts, in the abstract,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to see them actually playing out.
Yeah, absolutely. And these examples show how the 6-step framework can be adapted to fit different business models and goals.
Okay.
So we see how a B2B SaaS company uses content marketing to establish thought leadership and generate leads.
That makes sense. Content marketing is all about providing value and building trust,
Right.
which is essential in the B2B space.
Yeah.
What other examples do they highlight?
Well, they showcase an e-commerce store that uses social media and influencer marketing to drive sales.
Oh, interesting.
This one really highlights the power of social proof and authentic recommendations in the digital world.
Yeah, those are huge these days.
They are.
So each example kind of highlights a different aspect of the six-step framework. It really shows how versatile it is.
Absolutely. They even include an example of a nonprofit using storytelling and emotional appeals in their
Oh.
email marketing to engage donors and raise awareness for their cause.
So it's not just for businesses trying to, sell products or services.
No.
It's for like any organization that's trying to connect with an audience and reach certain goals.
Exactly. The core principles like defining your audience, setting clear goals, choosing the right channels, crafting those compelling messages, those apply to everyone.
Thinking about it now, it strikes me that this article and really the HubSpot marketing blog in general is a prime example of content marketing done right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not just telling us about marketing,
Right.
they're showing us through their own content strategy.
You're absolutely right. They're basically living the principles they're teaching.
Right.
It's like a masterclass in content marketing disguised as a blog.
And it obviously works for them.
It does.
I mean, they've built this huge audience and they're seen as the trusted authority in the marketing world.
And it all comes back to those 6 steps.
Yeah.
They understand their audience, they set clear goals, they choose the right channels, they craft compelling messages, they manage their budget, and they track their results.
It's like they're saying, hey, look at what we've achieved by following these principles.
Yeah.
You can do it too.
Exactly. They're not just preaching, they're walking the walk, and that's what makes their content so compelling and their message so powerful.
Okay, I'm inspired, but also a little overwhelmed,
Yeah.
It's like, great, HubSpot has this massive content marketing machine running, and it's like this well-oiled engine. How am I supposed to compete with that?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But you don't have to copy HubSpot's exact model.
Right.
The key takeaway here is that even the most successful strategies are built on a foundation of these fundamental principles.
So it's more about understanding those principles and applying them to your own unique situation.
Exactly. And those 6 steps, they can be scaled to fit any business, any budget, any industry. You don't need a team of content creators or $1 million budget to get started.
Okay, that's good to hear. But where do you even begin? There's just so much to learn and so much to do.
Yeah, I get it. It can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
But remember, the article really emphasizes taking action, even if it's just one small step at a time.
So it's not about trying to do everything at once.
Yeah.
It's more about breaking things down into manageable chunks and just making consistent progress.
Exactly. And the HubSpot marketing blog, with all its resources and actionable advice, it's an incredible asset to have in your corner, as you start your marketing journey.
It's funny. We started this deep dive talking about one article about creating marketing plans, and it's turned into this much bigger conversation about the power of content marketing
Right.
and just the importance of being strategic about how you approach your goals.
It's funny how these conversations kind of take on a life of their own, isn't it?
They really do.
We start with a specific topic, and we end up exploring all these connections and insights that we didn't even expect.
It's the beauty of learning and exploration. It's never a straight line.
That's true.
But before we get too philosophical here, I think it's time for a quick break to gather our thoughts and get ready for that final takeaway for our listener.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, ready to wrap up our deep dive into the HubSpot marketing blog.
It's funny, as we've been going through this article and kind of geeking out over HubSpot's whole content marketing thing, there's one big takeaway for me.
Yeah? What is it?
I think the stuff in this article, the principles, they're not just about marketing,
Oh, okay.
It's really about strategic thinking and how to reach your goals. Any goals?
Tell me more.
Well, think about those 6 steps.
Okay.
Defining your audience, that's important for everything, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're marketing something, writing a book, starting some community project,
Right.
and setting smart goals, that's like the foundation of any successful project.
Totally.
Picking the right channels, crafting your message, managing your budget, tracking what happens, these ideas apply to everything.
It's true. It's like they've given us this secret formula for success no matter what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like a life hack disguised as a marketing article.
Exactly. And that's what I think is so valuable for our listeners.
Yeah.
The HubSpot marketing blog, it's not just for marketers.
Right.
It's like a toolbox for anyone who wants to get things done.
I love that it's like they're giving us the power to be our own CEOs, our own project managers, our own, change makers.
Exactly. And it all starts with taking action. So here's a question for you listening.
Okay.
What's one small step you can take, like today, to start using these ideas for a goal that you're working on?
That's a great question. It could be something super simple, right? Like
Yeah.
brainstorming who your ideal audience is for a project,
Mm-hmm.
or setting a SMART goal for the week,
Yeah.
or even just spending 15 minutes checking out the free stuff on HubSpot's website.
Absolutely. The point is to just start somewhere and build from there.
And remember, the HubSpot marketing blog, it's there for you every step of the way.
It is.
So to everyone listening, we say go out there and make those goals happen.
Yeah, we're rooting for you.
And don't forget to check out all the amazing stuff on the HubSpot marketing blog.
So much good stuff there.
There's something for everyone, no matter what you're trying to achieve.
Until next time, happy strategizing and good luck reaching your goals.